assessment to take care of those.
Okay, because I heard you talk about maybe $125 a year assessment for the roadway.
That was for landscape.
No, that was,
Oh, that
you
was-
also talked about 125 per year for the roadway.
I said 225. The roadway, it's $1.75 million project that can be paid for over 7 years. We basically be doing $250,000 a year for 7 years. So if we start the project in 2025, we would be talking, let's fast forward 4 years. We'd be sitting here in 2024 and we'd say, we know we're going to pay $250,000 next year, next fiscal year for the road project. We need to assess $225 per household to pay for that $250,000 of that project. The next year is the same thing, the next year is the same thing. I said 225. So,
Sorry.
all right, I think I did.
Yes, you did.
Chuck, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
You know, my understanding has always been the golf course cannot assess for anything. That's correct?
Right.
Yeah, so everybody knows when the 325 that's currently on the tax bill in 2023 comes off, the golf course will not be assessing the community for anything going forward. Period.
Whatever the board chooses to do, the board
We
will
will-
do. That's for the roads. And
Right.
everything.
The road-
You're talking about the golf course? Oh,
Purely the golf course, purely the golf course. Because I think a lot of times when this 325 question comes up, people think it's going to the golf course, and it is not. And after 2023, there will be no more assessment of any community residents for the golf course.
Now,
That
Jeff,
that was strictly a restructure of your bad debt. That was in the best interest of the entire community.
It was a restructure of the golf course debt.
Yep.
So I have to differ with you on that.
What do you think?
That $325 a year that I pay and we all pay is benefiting the golf course.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying,
It's us.
that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, as of 2023, it's not going to happen anymore. There won't be any more. And I can't come to the
Never say
board.
never.
I can't come to the board and say, hey, I'd like to put TIF Eagle Greens in. Can we assess the residents? That's not proper and won't happen. We will go get a loan.
With the adjustments based on that last motion that was made, your increase to fund balance number becomes 171,450. Okay, and that sets the assessment at 575 per door front. That's the 225 reduction. That will give you at the end of 2021, staying within budget, a fund balance of 693,000.
Okay.
200 working capital, 200 hurricane, leaves you 293 towards landscaping. We'll have it assigned to landscaping for the time being.
Okay, that's fine.
I would feel more comfortable having 300 in hurricane.
But we can divvy it up however you all want.
So I
Okay.
don't know if we have to do that now or if we can do
I'll
it
throw
later.
it in there, and
Okay.
if you guys want to change it down the road, it's no big deal. So.
Okay. Yes.
I guess I would feel more
Excuse me,
comfortable.
your name, please?
Oh, Jennifer Sadler. I live on Brixton Road. And I guess, so this is earmarked then for landscaping. If it's presented to the community that this $100 then that we're down to now is for landscaping, then at least it makes sense to
Right.
us that it's for something instead of just saying carry on with the 325.
So we will, and again, like I said, if someone would like to be on a landscape committee, please email the Stony CDD email, and Chris will get to me whatever names come up, and we'll get together and we'll start looking into doing this. We need to do it.
But I guess just presenting it to
Yes. Oh,
everybody
absolutely.
as that's what this is going to be, that's why we're collecting this $100 now.
Okay.
yeah, that's been a failing as far as the CDD is concerned by not differentiating what's all in that big number. And we know what's in that big number, but we don't put it out there. So I
And I
think we
think
need
that's
to,
what the public.
in the future, spread it out, delineate how much is there and whatnot.
And, like Chuck is saying, this for the hurricane, this for the, and we will get that, and we will, and maybe we can put it in the next package, Chuck, just so it's marked out so people can see what it is.
Yeah, it'll be in the final budget that's going to be
Okay.
posted, and you'll have that. And I'll start with 300 on the per account.
Okay.
Like I said, it doesn't matter, y'all can adjust it
You can adjust it.
on a motion anywhere downstream.
Jennifer, and the reason I have fought this is just because what you're saying.
Right.
You know, there's
We don't
nothing in this budget, there was no project that we've been working on that said we needed this $325 for anything for the fiscal year 2020, 2021. And that's my only point. And I really appreciate you people coming out. And I appreciate all the people that email, because regardless where you stand on this stuff, it's the most, I don't think I do, well, not since the bond, I've seen this many people get active, and we need more people to be active.
Okay.
So where are we?
So where are we now? Are we approving the budget now?
Well, any additional public comment at this time? Then on the record, we'll officially close the public hearing and come back to the board for final comments.
Okay. Thank you all very much. I appreciate it. Chuck, you have an additional comment?
I had a question on the irrigation fund. I noticed we're going back to the 60 projected, but this year we're looking at just over 90. So was that an anomaly, or, I'm sorry, I should specify, in the affluent water supply. We're budgeting for 60, which we've traditionally budgeted for 60, but this year we actually spent 91. So I don't know exactly.
I'm going to have to take a look at that one. It sounds like we may have some other expenses that might have got booked there that didn't belong there.
You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, we're over budget in fluent water. As far
Like
as
150%
year-to-date.
over the budget.
Not for anything in the current month.
Yeah.
I'll revisit that, and actually with that, if we have to make any adjustments, it's actually in your irrigation user fee. So it's the per $1,000 charge. So let me take a look at what's been booked to that actual account. It would appear to me that we may have some miscoding.
The roof wasn't put on there, was it?
No, that actually went into pumps and machinery. I see part of that there already.
Okay.
This is through July. Yeah, that final payment on that in August.
That's one thing I saw. I do have another, and I'm glad people are here to talk and to hear this. We talked about the golf course, the residence portion of the golf course bond will expire or be paid in 2023, May of 2023. We do have funds in those accounts, basically escrow funds, right, that are in that. So potentially, in the 2022-2023 budget, couldn't we knock down that assessment based on what we have in the account?
Yeah, it's going to be about half. of
It
what
probably,
you
so one good thing, and that's where I was going with on the
Wasn't a full
landscaping too. If we push that landscaping off for another year or two, even that year that we are paying both landscaping and a bond, it'll be a more palatable because our bond payment will be probably about half.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. There's
Because we
like
do have funds that have built up in that account.
There's like 150,000 in there
Right.
right now.
Yeah,
It's going to be about
147. Yep.
It's going to be about twice that.
Yeah. That's about a 50% reserve we'll set up on that one.
Any other board comments? John, Mike? Yeah.
What are we talking about? The upcoming budget?
No comments?
None at all. And we're just looking at this point, I think, for a motion to adopt the budget by resolution 2020-09 as edited on the record.
I'll make the motion that we adopt resolution 20-09 as amended by the records.
I second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Well, one Brady dissent for the record. Okay.
Okay. And then number 5,
Yeah, number 5 is just your final step in your budgeting process. This has to do with the assessments that are contained within the budget that you just adopted. This is the assessment levying resolution. It makes a determination of benefit and imposing special assessments for fiscal year 2020-2021. Directs your staff to finalize a lien roll containing those assessments that you adopted as a part of the budget and to transmit that lien roll to the tax collector for placement on the property tax bill. It is in order and recommended for your approval.
I'll make a motion to accept 2020-10.
Mr. Harmon?
Second.
Mr. Khalid?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 4, 1, 3.
Okay.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Okay. I think we can go back to Jeff or John. I think, John, you were next. Are you awake?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, good.
I'm ready to go. So, as most people may know, we've been closed for the past couple of days for our last verification of the year. It's been going pretty good. So, you know, I know we talked about possibly closing Thursday, but I don't see us, unless it pours tomorrow, I don't see us needing to do that. Because the storms were coming, Laura and Marco at the time, we made that decision on last Friday.
Excuse me, can we ask John to speak into the microphone?
Okay. Yeah. No, you have to come over here.
Yeah, just pull up the chair right there.
Yeah.
Just bring it up here.
So along with that, like I said, we don't need to be closed Thursday. I appreciate doing that for us, so if need be. Right around the corner, guys, is flowers in the community, along with pine straw mulch, tree trimming, both hardwoods and palms. So between now and, you know, next month, if there's a certain color scheme you might be thinking of, you know, feel free to stop by my office or come to the next meeting and you know, give me some ideas.
Have we had any suggestions?
I've had red and white suggested so far, kind of seasonal because it can last, because they're not going to be, once they get put in October, they won't be taken out until May. So it kind of covers the Christmas, Valentine's season, you know, maybe even fallish, if you will.
What kind of red?
Oh, there's a lot. I would have to, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, off the top of my head, you have pentas, vincas, petunias. There's a lot of different colors. There's a lot of different
Okay.
flowers we could use. So I just wanted to, you know, that's going to be happening soon. There's going to be some landscape replacement happening as soon as budgets come over on October 1st. We're just kind of, both kind of tapped out both with the golf course and the common grounds as far as plant replacement. Put in a lot of sod here recently, and that took up remainder of that budget line items. I don't know if everybody's aware, we're about to have two nice tournaments in September on the golf course. The first one being the Everglades Calusa chapter tournaments. Those are my superintendent chapters. I'm part of the Calusa. I'm vice president of the Calusa chapter. We'll be playing the Everglades chapter, which represents South Florida, Naples, Marco Island, Golden Gate area. So hopefully that'll help bring in some extra revenue for the club. And then the week after we have the AJGA, which is also a great tournament. What I've been told is the really good players for the kids. That's just all I've been told. So I'm looking forward to that. You know, having them come out here and having the course in great shape for them. We've had a loss of pines here recently on the golf course. A few, several on 3 small ones. Couple on 4, also small ones. We had a big one on 10 though. We had to fall today, and a good looking tree, and it's sad because that was a really nice pine tree. Japanese pine borers, yeah.
This disease or?
No, Japanese borer beetles, what they call them. Usually what happens is the tree gets stressed out and they actually call the pine borer in. They put out some kind of hormone or I'll say hormone, chemical, and it actually attracts the beetles. So it's kind of an odd situation how that works. And once they're there, it's over. It's done. And if you ever look on a dead pine tree, you can look for the small little perfect BB holes. You'll see sap coming out. That's an indication that tree has it. And even if it's green, the foliage is green, it's dead. It's going to die soon. We had an incident with a gentleman on the golf course, number 9, accidentally ran into some of the shrubbery on the white tee. We'll be replacing that soon. How, I have no idea.
Accident.
Yeah.
Indian burial grounds, yeah.
That's how I always said this place was built on burial grounds.
Yeah, that's my line.
The new tees on 7/17 or 18 that we've done are going really well. We'll have those open probably the week before the tournaments. So probably next week, week after.
Let them get healed.
You're right, that's what we're doing. We're gonna get
as
established. We got some more top dressings we need to do on them. Get them, a little bit leveler and a little bit more. Also, 5 days ago, we had an accident on the golf course. A woman by the name of Margie Pissarro. She was walking off number 12 green and she stepped in a valve box, or what we call a quick coupler, and broke her ankle. When the ambulance had to come out, and she had surgery, immediately thereafter. So just as a forewarning, not everything on the golf course is always edged or
level.
plainly visible. Definitely not level. I mean, there's drain, sprinkler heads. The previous golf course I worked at, it was my last week, and a woman she hit her shot, was walking backwards, not paying attention, stepped on a sprinkler head, broke her femur. So just be careful. You are outside, hills, terrain.
And you
it's
did
very
send that to
important.
Dan Cox.
I did send the incident report and some pictures to Dan Cox. So we're just kind of waiting and seeing on that, and hear back to see.
You could send that over to me as well, so I can forward it on to the insurance carrier.
You got it?
Okay.
You got it?
The insurance carrier's been made aware of it.
Yes,
and
okay.
Okay.
But
But we'll
please
send
send
it.
it, yes.
And then I have two other things. One both for Chuck. Chuck, did you get that Wesco lease? Does that get signed to start that lease for that workman for the common grounds? I was asking about that with the vendor. If not, I can resend it to you. I actually have it on my desk or over there. I have a copy of it.
Hand it to me. That'll be perfect.
Get this going. Because then these documents will come in and I'll get it back in the next one. And then also, I was looking at something in the golf course budget that I just maybe need to be educated on. I wasn't 100% sure. We have a wetland maintenance fee in there, and I'm not sure why, because this wetland maintenance is CDD tracks. And I know that, the CDD pays what, or the HOA pays a certain amount of money to keep that maintained. So I don't know where ours is coming into play because it borders the golf course, or
Who's
because they
been
come.
doing the work?
Wetlands, ponds, and maintenance, I believe the name of it. Yeah.
Is that yours?
For
Louis?
years, it's been in there for years, and
They're still doing the work, you're still hitting it with an expense?
it's still being, yeah, they still,
Who sent you the bill?
they are, we're getting the invoices from them. From who? From the wetland maintenance company. The wetland maintenance. It's like $300 a month.
It's $3,600 a year? And it's truly in a wetland, not in an upland?
Yeah, I mean, I don't,
I thought it was that area between 15 and 16 that we had got billed for something at one point.
that's part of it. I know that they're in there, doing it. Like I said, maybe I'll bring up all the old invoices.
Yeah, bring up the old invoices, let's look at the next bill.
Should
before
that
we
be
pay.
golf course, or should that be?
That's what I was asking. Shouldn't be a part of it. Moved over to the.
Never was aware of it, but as far as I was concerned, all the preserve work was being done through the HOA, so I haven't seen anything contrary to that.
Okay, when you get the next bill, before
Yeah.
next week,
Yeah.
signs it.
Yeah, we paid for that.
Right.
And what is the company that you use?
Pardon?
What is the company?
What's Chuck's company, whatever it is?
Not pretty exactly, so.
No.
No, it's
The
like,
guy that maintains the lake has a company that does that. We spend about $40,000 to $45,000 a year. And they're always out there. I think it's broken into 7, 8 sections. They work a section a month. And there's 2 guys out there that, I think they live out there.
It's the same company that sprays, but it's a division.
It's a division.
They're the ones
Probably
bringing the
by the
sofas and
wetlands
chairs out
leaks,
there?
whatever.
yeah, I'll check.
Sounds
I'll
like
get it. I'll get it to you.
that same company, so.
Yeah.
Okay,
And that's really it.
okay. Yeah, before we do that. Okay. Thank you, John.
Can you come sit over there?
Yes, please. Chair it on.
Sit in the principal's seat.
Do his, and then we'll switch it, yes.
So that while he's,
In the middle of it, yes. Okay, Jeff, do your part, and then we're going to move 7 up, which is issues that start appropriating, so we'll discuss that.
Okay.
Okay.
So the month of August has been very successful. We're already 20,000 ahead of budget. Continuing a very odd summer where we've seen an influx of play like we've never seen before. This is my 27th year working in the golf business in Southwest Florida. And I've never seen a summer like this. It's been very busy. Part of that success has been based on the fact that we are one of the few clubs in Southwest Florida currently accepting the South Florida PGA Pass. Probably generating somewhere between 50 to 60% of our business from that pass. And to Mr. Micah's earlier question, how do we look to generate funds in the winter and fall, comparatively speaking to the fact that the possibility our Canadian friends might not come down, which really hurt us a lot in March when they left, and people were starting to really kind of panic about the coronavirus. That really was, we saw big reductions. So one of the things, we're going to work with South Florida PGA in extending the pass and making it a year-round pass. Currently, November and December, we would look to charge the group rate, and then when we got to season, we would charge a little bit more than the group rate at $99. And then we'd try to encourage people from the Southwest or South Florida community to come here and play golf and have the opportunity to do that, because I'm going to kind of think that most private clubs are going to be taking a lot of guests even this fall and winter season. There doesn't seem to be like a conclusive end to coronavirus at this point, and we don't know what date that will occur on. If there's a vaccine by November or December, then possibly the Canadian border opens up and we can see the influx of that business, but there are no guarantees to that. We also,
Sorry.
yes, sir.
On that PGA Pass, when do you have to submit your proposal for the 2021 pass?
November 1st.
So
I've been in contact with them and told them I'm considering it.
Yeah.
And they said, you're not the only club considering it.
Okay.
And I laid out the plan, and they're like, okay. I said, I'm waiting in writing yet, but
Because that pass typically won't come out until May or June, right? Or April or May, I guess.
the people that currently have it will
Right.
be able to extend it all the way through until the next pass.
So we'll get the new pass in April when they take it out.
Yeah, so they would get a new pass in April, but they would be able to take this
We're
year's
still
pass.
using the 2020 pass for the first quarter, at least, of 2020.
That's what we're looking at.
Okay.
Sounds like a good move, because it's really helped us through the rest.
It has been tremendous.
And I do have friends at a couple private courses, and they're thinking not even until maybe after the first of the year.
Like, I mean, you work at Mediterranean.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
They're not allowed any reciprocals or guests,
Yes.
just family guests. Period.
Yeah.
There's no, it's not time in the future where they're planning on changing that either.
Okay.
Lloyd had a question.
Yes?
Some guys told me that they were going to get their money back on that PGA book. Did you hear anything on that?
I haven't heard anything like that.
They were telling me that,
I think that what they were going to offer, what the PGA was considering offering, was if you bought a book next year, you could buy it at a discounted rate
Oh,
from this
okay.
year. I did see an email from the PGA about that, but, I'm not certain it's not in stone, so. As John brought up, the AJGA will be coming here the end of September. The American Junior Golf Association, Jordan Spieth, Justin Thomas, Phil Mickelson, Tiger Woods, all the greatest players of the last quarter century played junior golf through the AJGA. I did too, but it didn't work out as well. But
Who did you play with in one of the tournaments?
I played with Mickelson. And Ernie Els was also in a tournament I played. I saw him in front of me because the things were alphabetical, and then I didn't see him again for the remainder of the event. Anyway, I'm super excited. This is going to be an opportunity for us to showcase our course on a national scene. We're gonna have a lot of people with eyes on us. We want to make sure we're doing the best possible job we can. We've already negotiated a deal with Hampton Inn and Suites. We've got some food deals in the works. It's going to be a great week for the golf course. They will actually be physically on site on Monday. Thursday, there will be a junior AM where you'll be able to sign up and play with some of these kids if you want. And then on Friday, there'll be a qualifier for some additional spots. And then Saturday and Sunday will be the event. And one of the better things for us was this. We were given 5 exemptions, and we were able to showcase our Stony Brook kids in those exemptions. Talia Ordino, Dalton Payne, Christian Allen, Mason Dozier, and Sarah Matowski. Those 5 players were exempted by the club, and I am very excited. Dalton, if you don't know it, lives on number 4. Talia lives on number 9. Mason is a regular here. He lives down the street, but he's a regular here every day. Christian lives down the street. He's a regular here when he's here. He's in Michigan in the summertime. And Sarah is also a regular here when she's here. She's from Virginia, but she's living here in Fort Myers now. He goes to Bishop Burrow High School.
Jeff, haven't you also said that there are juniors that are going to participate in this event that have already come here to practice?
Yes. We've already had some people come in for practice rounds and are playing, brought their parents. We've already seen some small monetary gain from it. But it's going to be a tremendous showcase for us as a golf course. And it's a kudos to John. They came here, they rode the course, they're 100% sold. This is a great spot. We want to have a tournament here. So we signed an agreement, and we're going to have it. And hopefully it's going to be a yearly thing. It's a good spot in our calendar. It's not a high revenue, high traffic time of the year. And it provides us with the ability to showcase our course on a national level.
And the reason we were able to get this here is because the private course that would have had it didn't want anybody but members on the course. So they were kind of looking for a quality course to play at. So we lucked out with this. We will get press, in the paper, on TV. And there's also college coaches that will be down here looking at these kids. So.
You'll need volunteers as well.
Yes, we will. There's a volunteer sign up, I believe, on the website.
There is a volunteer sign up on the website. There also, if you stop in the pro shop, Bobby will get you signed up to volunteer.
When is that again?
So it's September 25th, 26th, 27th.
The junior AM is the 24th.
The 24th is the junior AM.
So we hope you can all play.
Okay. As far as growing our business, I was lucky enough to hire a new assistant, Kyle Schulte. I hired him from River Hall. Kyle is a young man who's wanted to work for me for a number of years. And he's asked me several times. I didn't think, because he was the first assistant at River Hall, that was a possibility. And then I found out what he was making, and I'm like, well, that was basically less than what I was going to pay an intern. So I was able to hire him in the intern position that I had in my budget. He is going to be a tremendous asset. He's a good player. He is extremely skilled in Golf Genius. Handicapping, he ran over 500 tournaments last year at River Hall. He's a great kid, too. For an example, he was coming in to do some paperwork with us last week. And members from River Hall happen to be playing here on a golf pass tee time. And they brought a huge poster board with all kinds of names all over it to thank him, because they thought he was already working here. And I said, no, he doesn't really start until September 1st, but he just happens to be coming in today. And he saw them, they were, very appreciative, and I think he's just going to be a tremendous asset for our club going forward. With my assistants getting older, the eventuality is they're going to take head pro jobs. Zachary Hammerberg, who worked for us for a number of years, is taking up a head professional job at the Landings. Bobby's been interviewed. I don't know if that's going to come to what's going to happen there, but the eventuality is Bobby will become a head pro somewhere.
And Josh?
And Josh has become a head pro. He's a head pro at Cape Royal. He was at the Hideaway and Cape Royal. We've had success in turning our assistants into head professionals. And we will hope that, Bobby goes, Kyle will be right there ready to step up as well as Ben. Ben started out as a cart guy. He's made his way to the second assistant's position. And I'm fully on board with the idea that if Bobby was to leave, Ben would be the right choice to be our first assistant. We are going to look to start a couples league. We have talked about this for a number of years, back and forth. We've had issues with the food component of this. I will hope when Duffy's reopens that I'll be able to speak to Jason, because I spoke to him briefly before he left, before they closed, about the possibility of doing something like this over the summer. And we will do that as soon as they reopen. I'll have a meeting with him and see if we can set up a couples league that's going to expand our league portion of our business. And we're constantly trying to grow our business in a better way, although we are a public golf course, and we need to maintain that $1.4 million of our income came from Golf Channel, Golf Pass, that kind of influx. We have seen a large number of residents playing golf that I've never seen before, which has been awesome. And I want to thank them for playing and supporting the club. And we're going to continue to push efforts to provide better service through our Wednesday game. Both ladies and men, we're going to add in some things. We're going to do some prize money leader over a year, where if you're the #1 winner of Pro Shop credits, you'll get an extra bonus or prize added on to that. And we want to incentivize you as residents and folks from the outside to play golf here. And that's part of what our league program is about. I know that there's objections to it, and I know that some people aren't looking for that kind of change. I understand that. I get it. I look at it, and I want to say this again, one more time on the record. I have utmost respect for John Blakely and work he's done. 100%. He's done a yeoman's job. He's done things that other people wouldn't take on. And he's been blamed for things that he shouldn't be blamed for. That should have been professional staff and people doing that work instead of a private individual, honestly. But no matter what, this was a position. 10 years ago when I took this job, one of the first things I said to Ron Mitchell, well, 9 years ago, was, why doesn't the golf shop run the men's league? The answer was, you don't want to get involved with that. You got a lot of other things on your plate right now. You got a lot of irons in the fire. Stay out of it. I don't particularly want to be involved in it right now per se, but I also know that the moment we went to gift certificate money from the Wednesday game, we saw our cash position change and increase. And that's the bottom line for us. What is our bank balance day to day? Myself, Eileen, Ed, look at every Friday at that. Where are we at? Where are we going? Projections of years past. Are we going to be able to make payroll down the road? Are we having a great year or a bad year? You know, we've been through some trials and tribulations. Irma, COVID, they've destroyed our savings, if you want, from the bottom end of our bank account. We have tried everything we know possible to maintain, keep the place open and operational, and make it in the best condition it can be. And this gentleman right here, John Vuknik, has done a yeoman's job of that as well. He's not operated under some of the best conditions, but he's made it work, and he's always made it very profitable. So when we do things like this, when the board tasks me with, and tasks is probably not the right word, when they ask me to do these things, we're only doing it for the long-term betterment of the entire club. Not to single out individuals, but to make the club better and to make it more viable. And I would say the mistake was made in 2004. And now I am paying for that mistake. I took quite a ton last year by several people. I'm just trying to do what I think is best for the golf course.
We've moved into 7.
Yes, because we jumped into 7.
Sorry. No, that's okay. I was thinking you're clearly done. And we moved to 7.
But I do have to ask one question. Jeff, we did the sit and chip for the women, and I know that there were some men saying, what are you doing for us? Let's think about,
Can do that.
something for that. That was,
Yeah, we can do, I don't know, suds and buds or something.
we'll figure out something.
You're
But yeah.
thinking the 9 holes for that couples thing with like a 9 and dine kind of?
Yeah, thinking like a
Yeah.
Thursday afternoon, 9 holes.
Yeah.
And then we go to Duffy's,
Yeah.
or then we go to Duffy's at first, and then maybe
Yeah.
down the road, hey, let's go to Marcel's, or let's go to Pete's, let's go to Pete's, or let's go to other spots. But I see in the community a change of where we're seeing more golfers come out of the community. And COVID did a little bit of that. COVID has shown, hey, these folks live here and they want to play golf. Maybe they had other things. Yeah, maybe they had other things going on previously. They were going to the movies or activities. There were, more people related. Now they're playing golf. And maybe, this could be a possibility. Let's add a couples league. Let's add a league that's going to enhance that. And we've talked about this before. We've always never had that willing partner, whether it was Duffy's or Stoney's or whoever it's been. There wasn't really that willing partner. Now we have that. And now we also have the software ability through Golf Genius to do something like this. And through our new POS that allows us to put member charge on there, basically, or resident charge, where your credit card's on file, you walk in, boom.
You don't even have to walk in, right?
Yeah. I mean, the guys, Lloyd could do it at the tee. So,
Okay. So with the Stony Brook leagues, we are going with, the leagues will be run through the pro shop.
I got a few questions.
yes, sir.
Chuck, are we allowed to have the golf course make us gamble? If they're gonna charge us and make us take out $10 and put it on a credit card, if we don't do that, we can't play golf, according to them. They're forcing us to gamble. I had told Jeff, our league had decided not to gamble on Saturdays.